Welcome to the Landing Strip with Nick Lynham and Mikey Garcia, presented by From Financial.
Welcome back to the Landing Strip, presented by From Financial. After the Winnipeg Jets just all but locked up, first in the West, first in the Central, and have the driver's seat on those Washington Capitals for the President's Cup. Man, the vibes down at Dal's Restaurant. Let's start there, Mikey, before I introduce you here. Dal's Restaurant, unbelievable host tonight, unbelievable crowd for this watch party. Want to thank everybody for being here tonight. That's what we like to hear. No, the vibes were great down here at Dal's. I want to thank Dal's for hosting. Great time down here. Thank everyone for coming out. Thank Tico Napoli. Thank you for helping get this set up, eh? Shout out to Mitty, who I know he's no longer here, but he really bothered me to get this going, and I'm glad we did. I'm pretty emotional right now, just getting the crowd out like this. It was a fun night to watch the Jets beat up on Dallas. But Mikey, let's bring you in here. How you doing tonight, buddy?
How can you not be buzzing after a game like that, smacking the Dallas Stars around? We're out here with all of our good Jets fans who, how was that win, everybody? And we've been taking absolute great care of us here from the staff here at Dallas. So, yeah, I'm buzzing, man. That was such a good night.
Hey, we got a little Go Jets go in the corner there. After that 4-0 goal from Kyle Connor, this place erupted. That was pretty cool to be a part of with that Go Jets go chant in the lounge.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they heard us all the way in Dallas.
Hey, I know someone was recording the game in the restaurant side, and they were pretty disappointed with all the cheers. They knew the score. We ruined the score for them. It was a great time here. Mikey, what's your big takeaway leaving the Winnipeg Jets 4-0 victory against Dallas?
It was another night of career highs. So Connor Hellebuck gets the win that puts him over. Mark Scheifele gets a career high in points. Kyle Connor gets a career high in goals. This is a historic year for the Winnipeg Jets, and to go out and just absolutely smack Dallas around, show them who belongs at the top of the Central Division. It was a statement game in Dallas. We've talked all year about how this feels special. This year just is a different vibe coming off of the team, and this is another piece of that.
It certainly feels different this time, and I remember this time last year, we were selling Fraud Squad merch. We were selling Fraud Squad merch about the Winnipeg Jets this time last year, and I think the Fraud Squad was on the other side of the rink tonight. That Dallas team is looking like this year's version of the Fraud Squad.
Yeah, they're not paper tigers. They're paper stars. They're some origami shit that we just cut up tonight because they don't belong anywhere near the spot that they're holding right now, and the Jets showed it. They showed them.
Yeah. Where should we go first? I mean, you talked about all the career highs. I've been talking to a few different people. Scott and Mike, we were both having this combo. They're this close to putting up a President's Trophy banner, which would be the biggest accomplishment, in my opinion. Sorry to the CFL fans in-house. The biggest accomplishment for a Winnipeg pro sports team in decades. When you look at 32-team league, best league in the world. Since the Avco Cup, you know what, Paulie? I'll take that one, and we'll add that in. This is a historic season unfolding in Winnipeg, and it's been a joy to just watch. Obviously, do this show after each game, get down here and get a crew here. The vibes are high, and the Winnipeg Jets have a chance to do something really historically special in the last 3 games here, and they're only 1 point away from locking up the Central Division and the Western Conference. Incredible run here. Incredible run.
Yeah, we joked a lot about 82-0 at the beginning of the season when the Jets were going on that crazy run. Who would have thought that you fast forward to this point and they're setting franchise record in wins for the team, franchise record in points percentage. They've crushed every possible expectation you could have had coming into this year.
Crushed mine. Made me look stupid.
Right.
Made me look stupid.
And they've done it by committee, you know?
Yeah.
You've got a bunch of guys who are, like we said, having these ridiculous years. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Something's cooking here. Something's cooking.
By committee really describes how this one went, too. Neo Niederreiter with that tip goal to kind of get things going. Morgan Barron continues to absolutely impress since becoming a centerman. What a filthy goal to go up to. And I got to say, the vibes here were a lot more comfortable. Up 2-0. We know the Jets are one of the best defensive teams in the league. We know Connor Hellebuck was dialed in right from the beginning of this one. And then Kyle Connor does what Kyle Connor does. Gets in alone. Is there 5 players you'd rather on a breakaway, one-on-one with a goalie, than Kyle Connor? He makes Ottinger, or Frodinger, as I like to call him, look stupid, and then buries that one to end it from, I believe it was JAD, who gets on the score sheet. So talk about committee here. We're seeing it up and down the lineup. We're seeing Nick Ehlers fight towards the end of the game. I didn't really have that penciled in a 4-0 hockey game.
I just kept screaming, "Don't break your hand! Don't break your hand!"
And hey, they put up a shutout with Luke Shin and Logan Stanley playing minutes together. I mean, things are going well. Things are going well.
You can't ask for more than that. That's incredible. And speaking of Connor Hellebuck in that shutout, so that's 8 shutouts on the season, 6 of which against central opponent teams.
Actually, speaking of shutouts, Riley to my right here.
Oh, that's right.
Let me know right before getting on. That was the first time Dallas has been shut out this year.
All season, yep.
The Winnipeg Jets gave Dallas their very first shutout tonight, which is an absolute statement to come first in this, or nearly come first in the Central. The only way Dallas could pass Winnipeg, 3 straight regulation wins. Winnipeg would have to lose 3 straight in regulation. Don't see that happening. And Connor Hellebuck. Let's talk about Connor Hellebuck. McKinnon is going load management for the rest of the year.
Yep.
Draisaitl been banged up. Are we seeing Connor Hellebuck win the Hart with his franchise record, 45th win, 8 shutouts, and has just done this from game 1 to game, what are we at, 79?
79. If you go back to December 23rd, on the Top Line Winnipeg show that we did, I said at that point Connor Hellebuck was winning the Hart. If his season continued the way that it is, he's winning the Hart, and he is. He's going to win it. I'm sorry, JC over in the corner there. We've seen Draisaitl do this a million times. It's boring. We'll have it again next year. Connor Hellebuck's having the best season a goalie has had in 40-plus years. It's special. He's winning the Hart. He deserves it. It's better than what any skater has done this season. Give him the Hart. It's locked up.
And this is one of those nights I do think stands out to voters. I mean, everyone knew what this game meant. This was Dallas versus Winnipeg. First in the Central was on the line. And Connor Hellebuck pitches that shutout. The first shutout against Dallas this year. That's going to stand out here as we get to the voting. We get to the resumes being undone. It has to be Connor Hellebuck. He locked up the Vezina in January. He had negative odds of like negative 3,000 in January, which is absurd. It's time to add a Hart to that list. He's going to potentially be the quadruple crown, have every stat as a goalie, which we've seen twice in history. It's time for the voters to get off the idea a goalie can't win. Connor Hellebuck should be the Hart this year.
It's the best story, and it's the writers who are picking the Hart, right? So it's the Professional Hockey Writers Association that votes on it. Who loves a good story more than a writer? It's got to be Connor Hellebuck. I'll be shocked if it's not.
We'll see. I'm hoping so. He deserves it. Nice to get back to a healthy team, too. Big night to do it. Neil Pionk gets back in, so we kind of see what they want to do on D. Gets back in there with Dylan Sandberg. We see the first look on the third pair, Shen and Stan, and I got some concerns there. But let's go over to Ticona Pauly. What do you got to say, Ticona?
Any word on game?
So Elliot Friedman did a 32 Thoughts blog yesterday, and it was actually really Winnipeg.
Reiterate the question.
So Ticona Pauly asked about an update on Velarde, and Friedman had done a 32 Thoughts blog yesterday there was a lot of stuff about the Winnipeg Jets in it. The leadership group kind of talking about getting together in the summers in Calgary. Our Neil kind of bringing a different mindset. Really interesting read. If you're a Jets fan, I'd check that out. But he had talked about Velarde in it and how he kind of looks at, based on what he's hearing behind the scenes, as guys that are injured at this time being in 2 different buckets. One being bucket A, where the team's kind of resting the guy and he's going to probably be ready for game 1. The other being bucket 2, where he's maybe going to be missing a couple games in the first round. And Elliot Friedman suggested that he has Gabe Velarde in bucket A and he's expecting him to be ready to go. I trust Elliot Friedman. That'd be a big get for the Winnipeg Jets getting Gabe Velarde back. And they continue rolling without him. So what does this look like when you add a talent like that back onto the power play? back into the top 6, though. Are you going to take Axa Fell off that line? Another big night today. He's the first assist on that, or second assist on the Kyle Connor goal from Mark Scheifele. That line continues to roll without him. I'm curious to see what that looks like when Gabe Vilardi gets back. That's a big piece coming into a team that continues to just roll without him.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if he doesn't reclaim that spot instantly, just the way that Scott Arniel's done the lineup all year. But the way that they're playing, it's hard to break that group up right now. But I don't know. I'm worried about it. We got another one over here.
Got to put some props to Anderson Nolan, too. That guy's been a very good surprise on that.
That pass on that Connor goal for sure. Pat Rothwell in attendance here says we gotta give some love to Jared Anderson Dolan, and yeah, that effort and that pass for Kyle Connor to get on the board there for a guy that spent the whole year in the AHL, and I've kind of been surprised how quickly he's elevated into the lineup. And it's a great point. Pat says that the Black Aces are going to be great in the playoffs, and the Jets do have 13, 14, 15 quality NHL forwards to kind of get through some of these injuries. And I was a little bit worried about it when Ehlers and Vilardi were gone. They didn't have the guys to replace that, and they still made it through. As they get healthier, injuries aren't as much of a concern, at least on the front end. On the D side of things, might be a bit of a problem, but up front, you do.
Yeah, I thought what I made was a hot take, quote unquote, at the time, but it's turned out to be pretty cold that the Jets have the best fourth line in the National Hockey League. You've got more than enough guys that you can cycle through there on any given night, depending on what your opponent looks like, and not miss a beat. And Morgan Barron has absolutely transformed into a power center, a power forward. I can't remember who I missed it, but somebody pointed out online that he was injured for the playoffs last year, so he wasn't even available as an option. And that extra depth is just really proving out to be crucial at this point. So, yeah, that fourth line gives them so many options.
It's been huge. On that point, I wasn't that big on Morgan Barron as a winger, and he's completely changed my outlook of the player as soon as he's moved up the middle. He's using that speed and that size to really create space for his line mates. We see him, he's clearly playing confident right now. I was talking about how I was at a game a couple weeks ago, and it was rare to see a fourth line player banging his stick for the puck. Those guys are normally chip and chase, they don't have the egos and whatnot. And Morgan Barron wants the puck right now, and he pulls off. Yeah, and a move I didn't expect Morgan Barron could pull off, puts this team up 2-0. His development up the middle has really given the Jets a great situation in that bottom 6 with Adam Lowry and Morgan Barron to kind of send over the boards down the middle. Obviously, center for me personally has been a point of concern, and with Mark Scheifele, Adam Lowry, and Barron going the way they are, you handle the Vlad minutes, you might be okay.
Is Morgan Barron a better option than Vlad Nemestikov?
Yeah, let's settle down. Let's settle down. Let's let Morgan Barron cook in the role that he's handling really well.
How about in the summer?
We'll talk later. We'll talk later about that. I agree with Pat. Step away from the bar, Mikey. Step away from the bar. Yeah, I'm back in the waters as we enjoy Thirsty Thursday a little much here on this night. What do you think of the first look on D? So, Dylan DeMello, Josh Morrissey, as you'd expect. Pionk goes back with Sandberg, and we get Shen and Stan. No, they just put up a shutout. Is this the way to go for the Winnipeg Jets decor, though?
Is it my way to go, or is it Scott Arniel's way to go? Those are two different questions.
Let's hear both.
So this is a fully healthy lineup on D right now. They've got everybody available that he could choose from. This is Scott Arniel's preferred lineup. Yep. This is the 6 that he likes. This is the 6 he's going to roll into the playoffs with these guys in these pairings. When we traded for Shen at the deadline, I said they were going to want to play Shen with Stanley because they're going to want to have that like mentor kind of relationship.
It's going to go bad.
And I was told I was crazy. They're never going to do it. They're not going to put the 2 slowest guys, the flat-footed guys, on a pairing together.
That's going to fuck them.
And lo and behold, here we are, Shen Stanley third pairing. So, yeah, this is the way that they're going to roll into the playoffs. As long as you're limiting those minutes, as long as you're sheltering when those starts are coming, right? You can maybe get away with it a little bit, but it's not the way I'd be rolling the pairings, though. This is, I'm not a big fan of that.
Listen, I know Cody's listening, and we have a bit of a wager that this would be the decor game 1. So for my bank account, I wouldn't mind it. For my sanity as a Jets fan, I do not want to see Shen and Stan as the third pair going into the playoffs. I think they did the right thing with going back to the Pionk-Sandberg thing. We've seen that D pair kind of struggle at times, and Sandberg could use the additional puck movement. I thought Pionk jumped in and looked pretty fine tonight. I'm looking at Colin Miller and Luke Schenn as the third pair. You're asking yourself to get hurt if you keep going down the Schenn and Stanley path. You can't have two of the slowest 12 defensemen in the NHL on a pair when you're going into the playoffs and teams are scouting you and picking apart and wanting to take advantage of your weak spots. That is going to be one of the easiest spots that teams look for matchups.
Yeah. You've got options where, like, you've got Miller who's sitting there, and I really thought he had played well enough to carve out at least an opportunity to have a shot on that offhand. I guess I even fooled myself into thinking that was possible. So, yeah, it's frustrating. He's got to be frustrated as hell. They're gonna do to him what they did to him last season, where, again, in the playoffs, he ends up sitting there doing nothing. It's frustrating on his end of it for sure, but we're going to have to wait and see how it goes. The bench gets short in the playoffs, right? You're not going to be playing that third pairing nearly as much as you do during the regular season, but any of those minutes that they're out there, you're going to be clenching those butt cheeks, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'll be clenching all right. Let's move into the From Financial Face-Off, actually. And this is a segment, if you're new to the show here, the From Financial Face-Off is about looking for the little details within a game. What's missing? What's potentially the focal point of a W? And we want to hear from you in the audience of what you thought, what stood out to you in this one. Mikey, what was your From Financial Face-Off?
Connor goddamn Hellebuck. Hellebuck. Give him the heart. That was 8th shutout, 6 against Central Division opponents. He's the central killer. It's Connor Hellebuck. This is more than just even the game tonight on the season as a whole. He's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award type of thing for it.
From Pat in the crowd, I like this. Leaving the D zone is his From Financial Face-Off. The clean breakouts and being able to transition with this Winnipeg Jets team allows them to get into that forecheck, allows them to get into that cycle game, and allows them to do what they do best. So I like that from Pat Rothwell. I'm going to say, honestly, this is a night where you're not going to get the best analysis from me. I was playing host a little too much on the show. The From Financial Face-Off was, getting down here with 50 other Jets fans and getting to enjoy a Thursday night at a great lounge and enjoying the vibes of a win. After the 4-0 goal, seeing a lounge go Jets go for a few minutes was great to be a part of. And the From Financial Face-Off for me is doing this again. This was a ton of fun. And I want to use this segment to, again, thank everyone for coming down and wanting to be a part. We're gonna have to put something together like this again. That was the difference tonight. Cheers to Dallas. And cheers to this audience, man. You guys can make this show happen.
The best part of professional sports is the community, right? It's getting together with people. It's screaming, it's cheering, it's crying, it's collapsing on the floor when they miss, you know what I mean?
It's arguing with each other. You need it all. You need it all.
It's wondering if Morgan Barron can replace Vlad Nemestikov. It's a little bit of everything.
He's back at the bar.
we thought we cut him off. It's about these laughs, man, and the camaraderie, and that's what this is all about. So that's where I'm going to go tonight. If anyone else has some thoughts on the From Financial Face-Off, feel free to put your hand up. If not, we'll keep rolling along here. T. Kona, let's hear it.
Consistent D buy-in there, the whole play.
Yep.
That template rolling.
In the quietest form I've heard T. Kona Pauly so far, he lets us know. He lets us know that the form of the D and that structured defensive zone, where this was another night where they did a pretty damn good job of keeping a good Dallas forward group to the outside and not allow those rebound chances to be jumped all over. We know the cornerstone of this Winnipeg Jets team is that D zone and working their way out of it. So I like that point from T. Kona Pauly, who's not yelling at us in the chat with all capitals. Riley, how's it going?
Pretty good. Just to expand on that, like the way they backtrack in the neutral zone, like there's no clean zone entries. There's always back pressure. There's always like you got to either get through a guy, dump into a corner, and just force them to go through you. And I think that's how you counteract the speed teams, is with no easy entries.
Yeah, from Riley right to my right here. He brings up a great point on the defensive side of the puck, and it is that effort to backtrack, that effort to force, that effort to outnumber teams on their way back so that they can turn it up the other way. And that's been a key part of this recent stretch and why the Jets have been able to turn over in their system and take advantage of games down the stretch. That was a pretty even game through 2 periods. And then the third comes along, and the Winnipeg Jets take control and break the Dallas Stars down. I like that point from Riley. Pat?
The physicality.
It's been a very physical team.
We out-hit them badly. Where we've been known to be push-offs, not being able to take the hits last year in the playoffs, especially. This game, you took it to them.
Yeah, Pat.
We really hit them hard.
It's hard to, and that's been something that's been consistent in this last stretch. So Pat's from Financial Faceoff was the physicality around this Jets team and how in years past he felt that they were pushed around, and we're seeing it. It was another game where they out-hit and kind of dictated that side of the game. That's been a consistent aspect the last couple of weeks here. Even in that Utah game they lost, they out-hit them by 30-something, 20-something hits. Like, I like that point from Pat as we head into playoff hockey and the increased intensity and physicality that the Winnipeg Jets are currently playing with within their system. And that's the important part. They're not running around looking for hits. They're keeping it structured and making those physical plays. Mike in the back.
Yeah, so everything the Jets were tonight, the Dallas Stars were not. That you said fraudulent. They're so inadequate, the Dallas Stars. What they did 2 nights ago against Vancouver, coughing up 3 goals, was like that was they got shot. This was the funeral. We put them to sleep.
I like that.
So we had a hell of a time with the weight.
I like that from Mike, who brings up that the Dallas Stars aren't fraudulent. They're inadequate. And after what happened against Carson's Vancouver Canucks, setting history the other day, blowing a game, up three, the minute left. It's going to be 5 games. I think the Avs do quick work of the Dallas Stars. And I like how Mike ended that with saying the Vancouver game today was the funeral of the Dallas Stars, and the Winnipeg Jets put the knife into that dead body. I like that. I think Colorado's going to walk all over that team. Wait, you want to go for me? So, what other takeaways, Mikey, do you have? Are we going to keep this one short and sweet tonight here?
Hit on everything.
Honestly, I didn't watch nearly enough of the game. I was enjoying the great company here, enjoying the food and the beers. So you know what? Let's wrap this up early. Let's keep it with the vibes. The Winnipeg Jets team has a chance to make history over the next week, and I don't want to lose sight of that. Oh, you're right. T-Cone is all over it. We do got to pick some 3 stars in this one. But no, for me, it was a good vibes night. It was nice to get out in the community, nice to put some faces to some names, nice to enjoy a game with everybody. I don't want to go too long on a podcast when I didn't watch enough of the game to really break it down. So let's go into the 3 stars, and let's get going from there.
I'm going to take a page out of your book the other day. I'm giving all 3 of my stars, 1, 2, and 3.
Copy.
Yeah, that's right. To everybody here tonight, not only all you guys who came out to hang out with us on the game, to the office staff here at Dallas as well. You guys have been wonderful. So, yeah, this is just a wonderful. This is fantastic. Thank you.
3 stars. I guess I got to do the same thing, right? We got to keep the crowd going. We got to be good people here. Yeah, let's go to the hockey. Let's go Kyle Connor, number 3, with the 2 goals to put this thing out of reach. Let's go Nino Niederreiter, taking a tie game that was closely played early, getting to the net with a tip, and really starting to turn that score over. And number 1, franchise record, 45th win. 8 shutouts. Soon to be the MVP of the league. Hart Trophy winner, Vezina Trophy winner, Connor Hellebuck, and the gold star actually goes to everybody in-house from Dal's Restaurant. From Dal's Restaurant hosting, it was an absolutely great experience here. The service was great. Everybody here, everything was great. Everybody that showed up, whether you're still in attendance or you're listening back tomorrow, Really appreciate that. Everyone that's reached out and everyone that continues to support this show, keep it growing, and makes events like this happen. This doesn't happen without all of you listening back the next day, being here in attendance. And I'm looking forward to continuing to do events like this and things like this with this platform, because that was a fun night. That was a great Thursday night to be surrounded with a bunch of people feeling the same way, wanting to see that game go a certain direction, and it went that way, and the Winnipeg Jets are one OT loss away from winning the Central Division and the Western Conference. Incredible. Incredible.
The President's Trophy, too.
We're getting the Presidents. And hey, we didn't have it queued up. We got some stuff we got to work on if we're going to do these live shows. It was a learning experience. We will do like 3 or 4 sack squirtles in honor of tonight, the next show. Like we got to bring those vibes back. We didn't have the sack squirrel tonight. We'll bring that going the next show. But thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thanks to Dallas for hosting. That was a great night. Get home safe. Enjoy the rest of your night. And let's go on.
Good night, everybody.
This has been a Top Line Media production.